Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey guys, sorry for making you sit there for so long. I had to get new coffee. I had to brush my teeth and all kinds of good stuff before I sat down. Good morning. I hope you guys all are having a good morning. It is Thursday, April 11th. This is what, day 2 of jury deliberations. Day 9 total, I think. But at any rate, good morning. And this is a reminder to put your chat on live chat versus top chat. And we are getting some weather today here in Florida. We have a tornado watch right now. We're under a tornado watch. And later, I think around 1, we're supposed to get a bunch of rain. Severe thunderstorms. So bear with me through this day. We are streaming Daybell over here in Studio Z. I'm going to stop pouting about Daybell and the audio, because the audio pisses me off because it's really shitty. But I changed my mind because, get this, Chad Daybell's kids are going to testify on his behalf. And not only that, Chad Daybell's kids are going to testify that their mom used oils and all kinds of natural remedies versus medications. And I thought, oh, damn, this will definitely be worth streaming for the defense witnesses. So on Gen X TV, we're going to be streaming that throughout. Just bear with me here. I think in the beginning it's going to be kind of boring, but I think some of these witnesses will be interesting. So, yeah, it makes me sad, too. But, you know, it's almost like trouble. Are they hanging on to the one parent they have left? Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't bring their mom back. So, are they just hanging on to Chad because he is all they have? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Random Player. Good morning, BDAC. All right, guys, we have to get serious about our goals. They're right above my head, and you guys did excellent yesterday catching up on the yellow goal, but we still need to hit the red and the yellow, or the red and the green, so that we can spin that wheel, guys. And if you don't know what the wheel is, this is the dang wheel. Check it. The Wheel of Friday. It's a lot of fun, and I spin the wheel when we meet our goals. So if you guys could donate, super chat, gift members, it gets your name on the wheel. So we are still waiting for court to open up. It is 9:01 my time, 8:01 their time. They should be starting momentarily. And we need to also get our poll going. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Val Leonardo. Thank you for being here. And if you're gifted a membership, you do get access to our Discord. So if you have Discord, you can just connect your YouTube to it. Who is the child in South Carolina, Val? There's a lot of missing kids. Did you guys know that I don't know how many minutes, every few minutes, a child goes missing? Oh, sub count. Thank you, Sho. Let's do that. Let's do that. Exciting. We're getting close. We're slow but steady. We are at 99,728 right now. So I'm not good at math. 728. 272. 272 people. Good morning, Wanda and Flo. Good morning, Angie B and Shell. Jeff Kent, good morning, Mandaloo. And Wanda, good to see all of you guys. Random player, we got Trey back in the house. Esther. Stace. Zoomer. We got the Wigglies. We got Reba here.
And good
the streaming
Thursday morning
open.
to you. I am Paul Bloom live in our Fox 9 streaming center. We are approaching 8:03 a.m. Thursday morning.
J-Lo,
you can
welcome.
see Judge Michael Waterman is
right
on his
time,
bench.
guys. Here
what
we
we are
go.
waiting for is the jury. They are here
Thanks,
to watch
guys,
the
for being
cell
here.
phone
I'm
video
gonna go on
again.
mute now.
Let's take you out
We
to
are
Hudson,
back on the
Wisconsin.
record in state of Wisconsin versus Nicolae Miu. The attorneys are both sides of the attorneys are present. Mr. Miu is present. 12 jurors are present.
Jurors.
When we left off yesterday, we were told that the jury wanted to
watch that video
view a
where
portion of
Madison,
the
before
Juwan Caulfield
Madison comes
video
up.
again. Mr. Anderson, do you have it queued up?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Mr.
ready.
Shravasi, you or Mr. Nelson, you all consulted about the right spot to start from?
We did, Judge.
Perfect. Let's get up the monitor, and then you can hit play.
Good morning, Mega. Good morning, Sazzle. Good morning, Megan. KK.
Monitor's
Trixie.
working for everyone? Okay.
Good morning, everybody coming
Please begin.
Oh, sorry.
So they want to watch this from where Madison comes up to Nicolae.
We can take it down. I gotta reboot it.
Oh, Lord, he's got to reboot it.
Bring it all in.
Super chat not working. I don't know. I haven't heard of any issues. But that's never a good thing for us. Not good at all.
Okay.
J-Lo, if you have Discord, join us, please. The mods will let you know how.
Please stop. We don't have audio.
Oh, fuck. They're going to have that blasting. I'm going to turn it down for y'all. Tried for days? What? That's messed up. They're probably going to have it full blast, too. I know I said I was muting. I'm such a liar.
Because you're a liar.
We're about to watch the video from where Madison. Told you.
Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter. He's not even looking for little girl. He said he was looking for little girl. You're looking for little girl? Yeah. That's exactly what he said. Weirding us out.
Thanks, Shell.
I even have that part on camera. Dead ass.
I even have that
What
part
the
on
hell is this
camera.
guy's problem, bro? We trying to have fun. If he's gonna claim
There's
you,
Madison.
he's gonna claim you. We don't want
He's and Nicolae's just standing there. God. Imagine having to watch yourself get treated that way over and over.
He ain't a woman. He ain't a woman. You ain't a woman. He ain't a woman. You killed him.
Ooh, Nick's upset. Thank you, Zoomer.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait.
Wow.
Does anybody need to see it again? Okay, I'm seeing no indications. Please take the jury out. Please continue your deliberations.
All rise for the jury. I think we're going to have a decision soon.
Stand up!
Thank you, Flobo.
Please be seated. Is there anything else for the record while we're assembled?
No.
All right, that's all. We are in recess.
All right. I can't stand it. No, they're not over 21. They were like
And good
17.
morning again from our Fox 9
Streaming center.
You are watching.
The fucking streaming center. Can we watch that part again? I'm going to rewind. We really couldn't see it well. You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do, I want to see the video. Now that we know kind of what they're focusing on, the jury, let's go to the video. And hang on. Let's go to the video. Where is the video? How far back am I now? I want to watch it from the part where they just watched it from. You know, I actually have some older videos on this too. Hang on. Dude, I can never find playlists. This is stupid. I'm looking for my video on this. Oh, here it is. Stabbed while tubing. I went right past it. Okay, so they want to see... This is when Maddie comes up, I think. Yep. Okay, let's watch from here. Thank you, Susie.
Yeah, what the hell? Who is this?
Who is this?
Yes. For the culture! For the culture! Who is that? For the culture! Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter.
I think he says he's looking for a phone, and I think whoever said that is right. The guy filming, Cockfield or whatever his name is, he says, oh, these brand new iPhones got a good camera. I think he was saying like, oh, I have your phone. BD, thank you so much. You guys are all sending super stickers. Does that mean that super chats aren't working? Let me know. Is there a problem? Thank you so much, BDAC. BDAC got me these. Shell, did you know that? BDAC is the one that bought these headphones. Right. He said he's looking for his phone, and then the guy Cockfield's like, oh, these new iPhones are like 4K.
My little girl! He said he was looking for a little girl! You're looking for a little girl? Yeah! That's exactly what
See, there's Maddie. Did she just touch him? Because she's like, get the fuck out of here. Let's slow it down at this part a little bit. I'm going to turn it down. Okay, here she comes. And I think he's trying to tell her hey, I can't they have my snorkel and I'm looking for my phone. And she's pointing, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, my group is the other way. Let's watch Maddie, because I think they're interested in Maddie's movements. And his movements to Maddie. So there, I think she just put her hand on him. I know for a fact he didn't sock her. And if he did touch her, it was just because he was flung around.
Flung.
And she's still screaming at him, and he's like waving at his friends like, hey! And they won't come over because they're scared. Now here comes the rest of the Proudfoots. I mean the Carlson group. They've got Nick totally surrounded now. Mm-hmm. She touched him and turned him, didn't she? There she touches him again. Did she or did she not just have her hand on him again? Let's slow it down even more right here. I think she actually touches him again. Good morning, everybody. If you're just coming in, we're just replaying the video. This is what the jury just watched again. Okay, so watch Maddie. There we go, right there. And he's trying to look over her to his group, it looks like, over these two bitches. This is the other girl, though, that touched him. Maddie just touched him there on his chest. Man, what a mess. And those kids are not scared. They're laughing the whole time. So she's screaming. They push him down. At what point is he supposedly have punched her? He just got pushed down by Yellow Shorts, and then this is apparently when he supposedly punched her. He's got the knife in the right hand now. This guy right here, Dwayne, whatever his name is trying to tell people to back up. He legit was. Now, I saw Miu go like this. Now, that girl's stabbed. He poked her. He fucking jabbed her. So the hands were on the neck after he jabbed the girl. And Nick's just standing there like stunned. The fuck's going on? This dude's disemboweled. Oh, God, what chaos, huh? This is what the jury wanted to see, yeah. They wanted to see, they didn't go this far. They didn't go that far. They only wanted to see from right where Maddie walks up, like right here. This is the part they watched. I know, Huffman, it's awful. So they're not interested right now in him being the aggressor when he approached their tubes. Their tubes. They're not saying that. But like if he wanted to stab Maddie, like he had every opportunity right now to grab his knife and stab her. Right? What's up, Andrew? Good morning, Myron. Good morning, everybody. Serious. They wanted to see who started it. Well, yeah, because if the girls hadn't walked over, do you guys think this would have escalated like it did? If those girls had just stayed over in their corner, do you think that it would have escalated? Because these boys, they pushed him down, but I don't know if it would have went that far. Good morning, Paul. So here again, this is the Maddie confrontation. And this is as slow as it can go right here. So here she is, phone and beer. She's loving running her trap. Plus, if they saw that look on his face, that's when you don't provoke someone. Like, you don't further provoke if you see someone has what they called a crazy look on his face. Why would you continue provoking the man? But they've got the Carlson group convinced that he's a pedo and he's doing inappropriate things. He asked her for help and she thought he was a pedo because they were chanting this. This is when he knew his friends weren't coming to his aid. He had already waved them over, right? Or is he about to? He's going to wave them over. His friends don't come to his aid. And he's like, oh my God. I think that's when he gets that look on his face like, fuck, I'm surrounded. What am I going to do? See, he's looking for his friends right now and they're not going to come because they're scared. Good morning, Sunflower. Yeah, it is very disturbing. The way that kid's laughing with his mouth wide open, it makes me sick. So Nick gets pushed down at this point. Hit in the head, punched in the head, actually. If anybody was punched in the left side of his face, it was Nick, just there. And then Yellow Shorts, who ends up disemboweled, is pushing him. Now he's on his knees trying to get up. Now he's got his fucking hands on his neck. Now he's got the knife in his hand. Right hand. Watch. This is when he jabs that girl. Ooh, she's like, ouch, that hurt. So hands were on the neck 2 times. I wonder at what point he crapped his pants. Do you think that he already crapped his pants at this point? I wonder if he shit his pants when he got that look on his face. That kid managed to stand up while disemboweled. Yellow Shorts got cut when he jumped on Miu. Oh, is that when they said that he went up And Miu said I was falling backwards. That's why the knife went upwards. Yeah, he actually testified that he shit himself. Exactly, Paul. He didn't have that knife out when he approached those kids. There's the instigator. Now, if you go to the beginning, and I'll let this whole thing roll for people that are not familiar with the entire case. This will give you some background, but I'm going to play the video one more time for those of us that were wanting to see this part, and then we'll watch the whole background of the case. Yes, the defendant who's being attacked in here, he actually, he crapped his pants. He had diarrhea. He had lost all control out of fear. Good morning, Jess. And to say that he was groping them, he wasn't groping them. Here, let me make this a bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Sorry, it's on slow-mo. I have a little gap here. I mean, you can clearly see he's looking down, looking for his stuff. Now he's looking for the snorkel and the phone at this point. Let's do a poll. Want to? Y'all to? Good morning, Olip. Okay, so Angel, the girls joined in because those boys were calling him a pedo, a rapist, and saying he was looking for little girls. So the other family, the other group came over and got involved. The first group was just the teens. So let's get a poll going of when we think they're going to come back with a verdict. No, the kids faced no charges. They were all drunk and high. And they faced no charges. They were all officially victims. So Madison, the girl in the blue bathing suit, she claimed that she was punched in the face, but the pictures conveniently got deleted. And the girl, Madison, also was able to testify in private away from all the cameras because she was a quote unquote victim. And her group, the dad, who was supposed to be the responsible adult, is the one that said post up and got his kids involved. So while I get the poll going, I'm going to play this video so you guys that don't have background in it can kind of get a gist for what we're deliberating on. Because this is crazy. I mean, people are like split 50-50 on this. So here you go, guys.
What is he on? Whoa! 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 Where's your way?
Apple bottom jeans. Hey everyone, welcome back to J's for Justice. A trial that I have been wanting to catch started today. We missed the first day, but we only missed a few hours of opening statements and some testimony, and we will catch up. but the disturbing video of the Apple River stabbing in Wisconsin happened in summer of 2022. They released the graphic video of the confrontation between the teens and Nicolae Miu. Nicolae Miu is charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide and 4 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide from a stabbing on the Apple River on July 30th, 2022. And that stabbing killed 17-year-old Isaac Schumann and wounded 4 others. A jury was seated today with opening statements in the afternoon before the state called its first witnesses. Prior to the testimony of one of the witnesses today, okay, get your votes in. Prosecutors played this graphic cell phone video showing the interactions between the group of teens and Miu. And Miu is, I think, claiming self-defense in this. But the criminal complaint said that Nicolae, who was 52 years old at the time, was out tubing on the river with his wife and some friends when the incident boiled over shortly after 3:45 on that Saturday afternoon. Prosecutors say Nicolae Miu pulled a knife with a blade approximately 3 inches long from his pocket and lashed out at a group of younger people during a confrontation. But in 2022, Nicolae told police that he acted in self-defense when he stabbed 5 people, including Schumann. The other 4 victims were transported to the hospital with serious injuries. Also in the complaint against Nicolae, prosecutors described this video that reflects the defendant swimming up to a group of juveniles with a diving mask and snorkel and grabbing their tubes. The video reportedly shows multiple people surround Miu and yelling at him, capturing members of the group accusing the defendant of being a child molester and looking for little girls. Prosecutors maintain it was clear Nicolae Miu had opportunity to walk away from the situation. But his wife later claimed that he put the mask on to search for a cell phone that had been dropped in the river. As the confrontation escalated, the video shows the group appearing to move toward the defendant, and he was pushed backwards in the water. Investigators say they spoke with multiple witnesses and members of the group involved in the confrontation, and they supported what others told law enforcement, that Miu was bothering them. The defendant was only physically confronted after he had punched a female in the face, according to witnesses. So just so you know, graphic content, this is the actual stabbing video. It shows the confrontation beforehand as well.
That's right. What is he on? Whoa! 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 Where's your way? Oh, God! We up! We up! What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? What? Get away from us! What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Guys, let's tripping. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say?
Okay, see where he said this new iPhone's got good quality. I think they were taunting him because they knew he lost his phone. I'm going to go back about 20 seconds.
Get away from us! What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Guys, let's tripping. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say? Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes. For the culture. Who is that? For the culture. Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter. He said he was looking for little girl. He said he was looking for little girl. You're looking Yeah, that's exactly what he said. We're us out. I even have that part on camera. Did I? Some young ass kid. What the hell is this guy's problem, bro? We're trying to have fun. He's gonna claim you. He's gonna claim you. We don't want this motherfucker. Let it on camera. Let it on camera. He on camera. Oh God. Oh God. He on camera. Oh God. He on camera. He ain't a woman. He ain't a woman. You ain't a woman. He ain't a woman. You killed What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? He's dying. He's dying, bro. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are we serious? Is this real? Oh my God. Who is that? Oh my God.
Don't call 911 or anything. Just keep videoing.
Is this real? Wait, that's not Bike! That's not Bike! That's not Bike! That's not Bike! That's not Isaac! Oh my God! Oh my God! This isn't real! This isn't real!
Let me know in the comment section if you're interested in watching this trial and streaming it trial watch with me. Give this video a thumbs up and I will see you. And Nicholas, I kept calling him Nicholas. Okay, so that is just a short recap of the case. But what I'm interested in, let's see what's going on here. Okay, nothing. Just making sure there's no questions or anything. Gavel to gavel coverage, y'all. Let's go to our playlist for this case because this happened 2 years ago. I did other videos and I don't know what they entail, but I would like to see what was going on when this first went down, if I can find the damn playlist. How come I can never find shit? Last video added. Maybe that would help. There we go. View full playlist. All right. So I guess this one is the first one I did. Oops. Let's see what we got here. We'll do some replaying of our own in the streaming center. Let's see. Now, he doesn't reside in Wisconsin. He resides in Minnesota. Man, my mic sounds way richer there, doesn't it? All right, here we go, guys. Here's your replay. And he is charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide. And it says the above named defendant on or about Saturday, July 30th, 2022, in the town of Somerset, St. Croix County, Wisconsin, did cause the death of victim 1 with intent to kill that person, contrary to section 940.01, blah, 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 Wisconsin statute. It's a class A felony, and upon conviction shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. And then he is charged with 4 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. And those say the same thing for each one. That the above-named defendant on or about Saturday, July 30th in the town of Somerset, St. Croix County, Wisconsin, attempted to cause the death of and victims 2, 3, 4, and 5 with intent to kill that person, contrary to Section 90401, Wisconsin statutes, and that's a Class B felony, and conviction is up to 60 years. Oh, excuse me. And that is the criminal complaint. Hopefully we'll get more info that's coming out. So let's talk about what happened here. We all know what this dude's charged with, but he was also in court today as well. And we will get to that. We will get to that hearing as well. But let's get the gist of what's going on here. Let's read this one first. Thank you. Thank you for the bless yous. I don't know what's going on. I have just been super duper tired. I'm sneezing. I'm congested. But I'm here and I'm breathing. So life is A-okay, right? Let's move this back where it's supposed to be. And then we will begin. Okay. So I can't vouch for what people write in these. This is from 960 The Ref. This is a radio station. A 52-year-old Minnesota man is facing a host of charges in connection with a mass stabbing that killed a 17-year-old boy and wounded 4 others on Wisconsin's Apple River. St. Croix County Sheriff Scott Knudsen identified the suspect as Nicolae Miu from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Prior Lake, not to be mistaken with Mr. Pryor, Chin Daybell's lawyer. St. Croix County Sheriff. Oh, wait. Miu was charged Monday afternoon with first-degree intentional homicide and 4. That's it. Okay, so they're saying they don't have a motive. There was about 20 people involved. There was 2 different tubing groups. I've got a better article than this. But it tells the survivors here. The 3 of the 4 surviving victims are 22-year-old man from Luck, Wisconsin, a 22-year-old man from Elk River, Minnesota, and a 24-year-old woman from Burnsville, Minnesota. And Miu is some kind of an engineer who designs cooling systems. He did not know these people. His attorney said this was a chance encounter. But let's go to this other article that I found because I think it is allergies for sure. Scott says at our age, we're lucky to wake up. Oh, you couldn't see it? Absolutely. I don't know why. Oh, I have to scroll up. My bad. I'm sorry, you guys. You should be able to see it. That's all there is, though, on this one. You're right, though. It's not moving, is it? Let's try this. Something just totally fell off my desk, and I did not. That was weird. Maligator. What's going on here? I don't know what this. Okay, don't spoil it, guys. Don't spoil it. Why does that look so weird? Russia. It's Russia. Just kidding. Okay, let's check this out. Can you guys see this now? I know your ghosts are coming for me. It's... yeah, that's why I got this shirt on. Oh my goodness. All right. This is the article I just read, though. I need to open up the others. The others. So, okay, this is from the Daily Beast. Let's open up that one. The Daily Beast calls him a gun-toting Trump supporter and all this stuff. I'm not paying attention to that shiz. I just want to know what happened. All right. Good old Daily Beast. Cops say gun-loving engineer's account of Tubing death is undercut by videos and his wife. This stabbing incident was caught on video. So I heard in the court hearing today, they said there is video of this incident. There was like 20 people, I guess, splashing around. He's stabbing. I don't know. So this is him. This is Nicolae Miu. Nicolae Miu. Meow. Meow. A deadly stabbing at a Bucolic Midwest tubing spot over the weekend. All began with a lost phone, and the suspect turned violent over taunts of being a child molester. Oh, we've got the criminal complaint. Daily Beast. The Daily Beast. Oh, we got to read this. Oh, shiz, you guys. We have to totally read this. All right, so we just saw, I had that first page, right? But look, we've got more. Screw the articles. We're going to have, let it load, and we're going to have everything. This tells the story right here. Dude, I don't know, Scott. Oh, you think he's scary looking there? You should see the other pictures that I found. He's not really scary looking, just, I don't know, you'll see. I'm going to make this bigger. Bigger is better. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. All right, so I want to read through this. I want to know what happened here. And then we will watch his hearing. Because apparently this dude must have some money, because they said that he didn't qualify for a public defender. So his designing of cooling systems must work out pretty good for him. All right, so let's see here. All right, here we go. On July 30th, 2022, at 15:47 hours, St. Croix County Emergency Communications Center started to receive 911 calls about a stabbing that had occurred on the Apple River near the Sunrise Bridge in the town of Somerset, St. Croix County, Wisconsin. Later reports from 911 calls indicate there were potentially 4 to 5 victims with wounds to their mid and upper body. Reports indicated one victim's intestine were hanging from their body. Oh my God. Upon arrival of initial responding deputies, one victim, victim 1, was found without vital signs and with a puncture wound in the upper abdomen near his left breast. Deputies started to perform life-saving measures on victim 1 prior to being passed along to EMS. Victim 1 was later pronounced dead at Lakeview Hospital in Stillwater, Minnesota. Other victims were victim 2. You guys, this is graphic. FYI. FYI. Oh, I cannot with the wording in this. Okay. Other victims were victim 2, who had a slash wound to his abdomen that was exposing internal organs from inside of his body. Victim 3 had a stab wound to his lower left abdomen. Victim 4, who had a laceration on his stomach and a puncture wound to his left upper torso, and victim 5, who had a stab wound to the upper left side of his abdomen. Responding deputies on scene learned of a suspect described as an older male with gray hair, weighing approximately 250 pounds, wearing a chain-style necklace, and described as, quote, Russian-looking.
What?
Information was the suspect had ran back upriver and entered the woods on the western bank of the river. Responding deputies established a perimeter of the area. So this POS took off too. Approximately 16:45 hours, St. Croix County Emergency Communication Center received reports from citizen witnesses of a possible sighting of the suspect downriver at the exit point, which is Prospect Park. I, along with multiple other law enforcement officers, converged on Village Park in the village of Somerset. Upon arrival, citizens and other law enforcement officers converged on Village Park in the village of Somerset. Upon arrival, citizens and staff from River's Edge Campground pointed to a male who was wearing a camouflage shirt and shorts. The male did have a gray beard. That male was detained and later confirmed to be person of interest through photographs. The male's name was Nicolae Miu. Date of birth 12/11/59. Nicolae was detained and in the back of a squad car. Nicolae was with a group of friends to include his wife, Sandra D. Miu. I spoke with Sandra, who explained to me she left her home in Prior Lake, Minnesota at 9:30 and arrived with her husband Nicolae at Water's Edge at 10:45. Sandra stated that their vehicle was parked at River's Edge Campground and that none of her group were camping and only floating the river and later leaving. Sandra explained they started floating at River's Edge Campground, started their float at 11:30 to 12 o'clock noon. Sandra explained during their float, the only person that left the group she was with was her husband, Nicolae, who tried to find a member of their party's phone that was lost. Sandra explained that Nicolae donned some scuba gear and was in the water looking for the phone. Sandra explained Nicolae did this in the area on the river near a bridge. Sandra stated she observed a group of guys where Nicolae was looking on their tubes before returning to her briefly, and Nicolae stated he was going back over where he was looking for the phone again.
Thank you, Angie.
Sandra stated that the second time Nicolae went back to the group of males where he was looking for the phone, Sandra continued by saying that a group of guys got off their tubes and started hitting Nicolae. Sandra said after seeing this, she yelled, and two members of their party, Ariel and Ernesto, started running toward Nicolae and the fight. Sandra stated that all she heard was screaming and that Nicolae, Ariel, and Ernesto came walking back. Sandra stated she did not see what happened. Sandra stated that Ariel and Ernesto were never involved in the confrontation and that by the time they had got to Nicolae, he was already on his way back to Sandra's location. I asked Sandra if Nicolae was known to carry a weapon. Sandra stated Nicolae had a knife in his pocket, but it wasn't very big, and stated that Nicolae told her those guys grabbed it from him. Sandra stated Nicolae told her that they swung the knife at him and that he grabbed it and moved it away. Sandra stated Nicolae only mentioned to her that the other group of people were calling him a pedophile and attacked him. Sandra stated that by the time the police were coming, she observed what she thought was someone getting CPR performed on him. Sandra stated that she didn't think Nicolae was there long enough to harm anyone and estimated for about 5 minutes. Sandra explained that Nicolae's knife was clipped onto his pocket. Sandra rubbed her left thigh while describing where Nicolae's knife was located. Through investigation, interviews of witnesses, and victims indicated that a male was bothering a group of juveniles on their tubes. The group of juveniles were yelling for help from other individuals floating down the river nearby. Witnesses state that a group of people came and stood in between Nicolae and the group of juveniles and told him to leave. Witness statements indicated that Nicolae was being spoke to in a half-moon shape. What? Witness statements indicated that Nicolae was being spoke to in a half-moon shape with a route of egress from the confrontation. What? Hold on. I gotta know if you guys know what the fuck that means. What does that even mean? Hey, Rex. Yeah, he does sound Russian. Nicolae? Right. It makes zero sense. Witness statements indicated that Nicolae was being spoke to in a half-moon shape with a route of egress from the confrontation. Witnesses described Nicolae as punching or slapping a female that was in the group confronting him. Nicolae was then punched by a male and fell in the river. Witnesses then described Nicolae begun stabbing multiple individuals who were near him. Witness statement described the knife used as an approximate 3-inch silver blade with a silver clip handle and folding. This guy's intestines were coming out, and he did that with a 3-inch blade. Located near where the incident took place, back up the stream a short distance along the west bank of the river was a knife. The knife had a black handle, silver blade, silver clip, and was in the folded closed position. The knife was recovered and turned over as evidence. Also located in the river were multiple tubes tied together. One tube, oh my God. One tube appeared to have a bloody piece of human flesh attached. That tube was secured along with other items believed to be from the victims. On July 31st, 2022, I reviewed a video of the incident that was obtained. Below is a summary of the video captured by Joanne Cockfield. The device the video recorded on indicated 3:44 p.m. yesterday, July 30th, 2022. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's video of this. Me and a drink.
Or is it a cigar? Creepy.
Okay, so the video starts out showing Nicolae, who was shirtless and carrying goggles with a snorkel attached, run up to Joanne's group and grab their tubes, while people in the tubing party are telling Nicolae to, quote, get away. So creepy old Nicolae then stands up and walks around the tubes, appearing to be looking for something. So he was looking for that phone. Nicolae began walking away with back to his tubing party, and the camera shows the Highway 3564 bridge in the background. Nicolae then turns around saying something while pointing at the group. Nicolae again turned to walk back toward the bridge. The camera pans and shows more individuals converging toward Nicolae, yelling for him to walk away. Nicolae then walks toward a female in a black one-piece swimsuit with blonde hair who was walking toward the confrontation and appears to be pointing downriver and telling Nicolae to go away. In the video, you can hear people expressing that, quote, he was looking for little girls. A larger group of individuals converged towards the area. Multiple people were yelling at Nicolae, and it appears at least one person touched his shoulder. From the video, it does appear to show people on 3 sides of Nicolae at different distances. The video and elapsed time shows opportunity for Nicolae to leave the confrontation. Nicolae then appears to be confronted by 2 females, a blonde in a black one-piece swimsuit and another Caucasian female in a 2-piece swimsuit with flowers. While this conversation is happening, in the video, I observe the clip of the knife in Nicolae's right cargo pocket. Nicolae's right hand appears to be touching the knife. Soon after, while in conversation, Nicolae removes the knife from his pocket and opens the knife, exposing the blade. Nicolae then holds the knife down at his right side. The camera pans away from Nicolae. While this is happening, a commotion starts and multiple people converge toward Nicolae. The camera pans back and shows Nicolae falling backward into the water. Nicolae, while laying in the water, is then slapped with an open hand on the left side of his face. While this is happening, Nicolae is holding a small silver-bladed knife with the blade erect. Nicolae appears to be getting back to his feet and is shoved in the back by an individual wearing yellow swimming trunks. Nicolae then begins emerging from the water with the knife in his right hand. While doing so, the individual in the yellow swimming trunks appears to be advancing to shove Nicolae again. While doing so, Nicolae stabs the individual in the yellow swimming trunks in the abdomen while being shoved back in the water on his back. As the video is panning, Nicolae is beginning to stand up still with the knife in his right hand. The video captures briefly a female wearing a two-piece flower swimsuit moving away, holding her left side. Nicolae is standing holding a knife. A male touches Nicolae's back. Nicolae turns around and extends his arm in a stabbing motion. While I observed this, I observed a female in a two-piece flower swimsuit with an open wound on her left side of her torso. Nicolae is then shoved with two hands near his neck. Nicolae then makes another stabbing motion with his right arm. As Nicolae is backing away, I observed his right hand closed around the handle of the knife. The knife was open and appeared to be partly covered in blood, as well as a portion of his right hand. The video begins to pan and shows Nicolae run off by my orientation to the southwest. The video captures a chaotic scene, and I observed wounded individuals laying in the river. As the video is panning around, it appears to briefly capture a male laying in the river, and male matching the description of Nicolae appears to run up to him. Briefly observed is this individual that matches the description of Nicolae leaning over him as the individual is facing him and partly out of the water. There was enough blood in the river that the water turned a red tint in places. The video continues to pan around the entirety of the scene, at times turning towards Jawan, while Jawan questions what is happening. At the end of the video, Jawan can be heard yelling out to victim one. On July 31st, I also reviewed a cell phone video that was provided to investigator Schultz Jr. This video, in the state of my review, was of limited quality due to being captured by an iPhone and sent to an Android device. The length of the video is 21 seconds long. The following is a summary of the events I observed in this video. The video appears to start towards the end of the confrontation. The orientation appears to be from the northeast of the confrontation facing to the southwest. It appears that individuals are fleeing from one person who is standing alone and believed to be Nicolae, with his right arm extended, posturing towards everyone running away. In the foreground, it appears the individual in the yellow swim shorts is laying in the water, holding his abdomen. The male individual that is believed to be Nicolae runs towards the southwest into the river. Nicolae then appears to stop at an individual who is laying in the river. Nicolae's posture during this is bent over the individual. Nicolae appears to be holding him up out of the water by his right arm. The video then pans around and ends. Investigator Dittman met with Owen Lee Peliquin on July 30th. During the interview, Owen described Nicolae as looking through them and described his behavior as disgusting and looking really weird and sketchy. Owen described the knife Nicolae used during the incident as one with a silver blade about 3 inches in length. He described a wooden handle and a large pocket clip and foldable. Owen expressed to investigator Dittman that he observed this knife in Nicolae's pocket. Owen described observing Nicolae with the knife in his hand. Investigator Schultz Jr. spoke with Madison Cohen and Quentin Carlson. While reviewing Investigator Schultz Jr. narrative of the interview, I learned that what started the physical assault was Nicolae punched Madison in the left side of her face. I learned that Nicolae was only punched after he initially struck Madison. Madison was wearing a dark-colored one-piece swimsuit with blonde hair. This narrative is synopsis only. This event is under an active investigation, and further detailed reports are forthcoming. End of report. then we have an interview with Nicolae today. And I'll read that in a second. I need a drink. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't... And it's not like these kids were armed. It's not like these kids were armed and dangerous. Nicolae. But he's 63 years old. We do have to keep that in mind. You're right, Grandpa. Let's see here. Thanks, Maligator. All right, let's see how long this interview is with Nicolae. So it's 5-6. Wow. Okay. Hang on, you guys. I have to mute. I have to my nose. Hold on a second.
Get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property. 1, 2, 10.
Okay, I apologize for that. Hey, Olive Juice. Olive Juice, NGB. Hey, Spot. Hey, Fine Summer's Truth and Natalie from California or Canada. He was born 12/11/69, which makes him 53. I was born in 73. He's 3 years older than me. Snow, that is the satin sheet, and that means not today, satin. Not today, satin. Snow, you cracked me up. Not today, satin. Snow. All right, you guys. I'm going to stay off the camera for a few just while I read. So here is Nick's interview here. Yep, he's saying he was in self-defense mode. I just saw it, so brace yourselves here. On July 30th, 2022, oh my God, fruit fly. Or drain fly, whatever they are, dung flies, nastiness. I went to the St. Croix County Jail to attempt an interview with Nicolae Miu. I met with him in the interrogation room of the jail and obtained his information. Nick told me that he worked at Ritchie Engineering as a mechanical engineer and that he had 2 bachelor's degrees, one in engineering and one in mathematics. Nick told me he's never been in trouble with the law before. I read Nick his rights per Miranda And he asked me when he would be assigned an attorney, and I told him probably Monday. I continued reading the rights form, and Nick told me he'd like to consult with attorney at some point. Nick signed the rights form, as I did, and I gave him the yellow copy of the form. So if he's a mechanical engineer, he makes pretty good money. I told Nick that I wanted to ask him questions about his day today, and he could stop the questioning at any time. Nick told me, quote, it was self-defense. Nick told me there were a lot of people that came on to him that ultimately, quote, produced 2 weapons. Nick said that the people hit him and were on top of him and said, quote, I don't remember anything after that. Nick said the only thing he remembered after that was that he ran away to his group. Nick said that he recalled that there were people from his group coming toward him to see what was going on. Nick said that when his group asked him what was going on, he told them nothing. Nick told me that he was, quote, so fearful for his safety and wasn't sure what the people on the river were going to do to him. Nick told me that he'd never been in a situation like this before where a group of people produced weapons and called him a child molester. Nick told me that as the group was calling him a child molester, he remembered telling the group that if he was a child molester and they were children, they shouldn't be drinking alcohol. Nick said that one of the group of individuals took his snorkel from him and threw it in the river. Nick recalled that one person grabbed his swim trunks and tried to pull his trunks down. Nick said he grabbed onto the kid that tried pulling his shorts down and saw that he, the kid, had a knife on him. Nick also said that he saw someone had a longer knife that looked like a kitchen knife. Nick told me he didn't know what happened to either knife, but when the one kid attacked him, he took that knife from the individual. Nick described the knife he took as a, quote, smaller knife. I asked Nick how he even became in contact with this group of individuals. And Nick said that Ariel lost his phone, but the phone had been inside a floater. One of the bags provided to tubers to prevent valuables from sinking. Nick said he was helping Ariel look for the phone. Nick said he had his snorkel gear, and while looking for the group, asked if they'd found a phone. And the group got off their tubes and came at me and were calling him names. Nick said that the group of people were insulting him for being in the water with snorkel gear. Nick said he told the group that all he wanted to know was if they'd found a phone, as he believed they'd located something. Nick said the individuals came at him, grabbed his snorkel and goggles, and threw them in the river. Nick told me that the water was running so fast, the snorkel and goggles floated away. Nick said by that time, another group of individuals, mostly female, had approached the area from the other side of the river. Nick said that group of people were also yelling about him being a, quote, child molester. Nick said he didn't know what happened other than, quote, they attacked me and, quote, I was in self-defense mode. Nick said after that he went over to his group of people. Nick said his group asked him what happened, but he wouldn't tell them. Nick told me he was in shock and wouldn't tell anyone what happened. Nick said that someone from his group motioned to the river where a large group of people have gathered and made a comment about that group of people appearing to be arguing. I provided Nick a piece of paper and pen and asked if he could map out for me where he was on the river when the incident took place. Nick began to map a diagram, not to scale. Nick estimated his group was about 100 feet upriver from the other 2 groups of people. Nick said there were actually 2 groups of people that attacked him, one on each side of the river. Nick explained that he'd been snorkeling back and forth between the 2 groups looking for the cell phone. Nick said he heard someone from one of the groups say something that led Nick to believe they'd found something. Nick said that when he asked about it, the first group started calling him names and attacking him. Nick said that members of the group hit and pushed him. Nick recalled that there was a female that came up behind him and hit him twice in the back of the head. Nick said that he remembered someone grabbing the goggles right off his face and throwing them into the river. Nick described the goggles as being clear and the snorkel as being white. I told Nick that I'd been informed by other investigators that the goggles and snorkel had been recovered. I asked Nick if it seemed as though the two groups were together, and he said yes, he believes so. Nick told me that he'd feared for his life. Nick said that when the group started hitting him and two of the individuals pointed a smaller knife at him, quote, I thought that was for me, Nick said. Quote, luckily, I took it from one of the young kids. I asked Nick what he did with the knife, and he said, I don't even know. I asked Nick if the knife made contact with someone, and he said he didn't remember. Nick said that the group of people was, quote, so close to him. Nick told me that one kid had the smaller knife in his hand. So Nick said he grabbed the individual's arm, twisted it, and I poked him with his own hand. Nick said he took the knife from the individual who'd been in possession of it and then started swinging it. Nick told me he was swinging the knife all around him because, quote, I wanted out. Nick said people were coming at him, punching him, hitting him, and circling around him. Nick said that the group was really close to him and pushing him in the river. Nick said he didn't know what, if anything, the knife came in contact with. Nick said he didn't know what happened to the other larger knife that someone had brandished. Nick said that immediately after it happened, he started running back across the river to his group. Nick said that when his group started asking him what happened, he wouldn't tell them. Nick said he didn't want to tell his group what had happened because he didn't want anyone roused up. Nick said he was worried that his group would want to confront the kids that attacked him. Nick said that the group of individuals who attacked him were, quote, too drunk and, quote, too set on going after people. Nick said during the attack, his group had no idea what was going on, other than at one point Ernesto came up to him and asked if he'd found the cell phone. Nick said he told Ernesto that he believed the group had found something, but they wouldn't tell him what it was. Nick said that Ernesto asked him if he was okay, but Nick didn't want to talk about it. Nick said that there were some women in his group who had heard that there'd been something going on with the two groups on the river, so they called 911. I asked Nick if he'd seen what was going on with the women. When the women decided to call 911, he said no. I asked Nick if he had a knife with him today, and he said no, absolutely no. Nick said he'd had one earlier in the day, and when he and Sandy arrived at the river's edge, he used it to cut the string that held the tubes together. Nick said he wasn't sure what he'd done with the knife, but believed he gave it to one of the people or left it in his vehicle. Nick thought it could also have been inside one of the bags that were in the Jeep. Nick explained that he'd brought tow ratchet straps with because he didn't want to pay for string to secure tubes together. Nick said once he learned the string was free, he put the bag of straps back in his vehicle, and perhaps he'd put the knife in the bag with the straps. I asked Nick if he had any cuts or marks on his body from being attacked. Nick said Amy had told him he was bleeding from his left ear. Nick told me he washed his left ear in the river and didn't think it was bleeding anymore after that. Nick said he never saw any blood and didn't know why he'd been bleeding from his ear. Nick told me that he never told his group what happened and said, quote, everything happened so fast. Nick said he didn't know why the group attacked him. Nick told me he didn't know why the group took his snorkel or tried to pull his pants down and said, quote, I don't know why they were being so mean. Nick also asked, quote, why did they want to scare me with a knife? Nick reiterated that he feared for his life when he was under attack. Nick said afterward he was extremely shocked and couldn't talk to anyone. Nick said he didn't know how this happened or how he even got away from them. Nick said that he was struck on his back and one female smacked him on his right ear. Nick told me he really couldn't see what the group was doing to him because he was tripping over rocks in the river. Nick said he was in fear for his life. Nick said